What's going on, everybody? It's Vibe Season Sports checking back with another video. And welcome to On the Record with Uncle C and Vibe Season Sports. What's going on, Uncle C?
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's up, man? What's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. A lot has been going on in the past week that we haven't really discussed.
Yes,
There's a couple things that's been
absolutely.
going on.
Well, before we get started, man, how was your holiday, man?
It was good, Memorial Day, you know how that
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, yeah,
Family,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cookouts. I mean, it was
Okay,
raining. It was raining, but
yeah, a little
that's
bit.
how it goes
Yeah.
sometimes.
Hey, well, we made it through, so it
Of
was
course,
great,
of course. But how was yours, man?
man. Mine was great, man. I got with family and all that cookout, all that cooked out, and ribs and all that good stuff, man. You know how it goes. I'm just grateful, man. I'm just grateful. That's it.
Of course, of course. I mean, that's how it goes, man. Always good to be blessed and stay blessed. But
That's right.
of course, like I said before, there's been a couple things that's been going on
We got to
in,
talk about it.
in the sports world that we got to dig into. We got to dig into
Yep.
a couple things. But first things first, I feel like, of course, we've been focused on the Colorado Buffaloes.
That's right.
And one of the hot topics is how they're going to do in the 2024 season. Of course,
That's right.
as you as you can see, we have a list here. Colorado's 2024 football schedule. Of course, me, myself, Vibe Season, I'm on the left. Uncle C is on the right.
You. I see you, man. I see where you at, man. Yeah. We kind of got to discuss this a little bit, man. What are
What,
you thinking?
what you got going on, Uncle C? What you got?
Hey,
What you got
man.
going on?
Hey, man. If you look at it, I, I say 8-4. That's my official prediction for the 2024 football season. 8-4, bowl eligible. I don't think they're gonna win the conference, but yeah, they're gonna be there. Bowl 8-4. That's my bold prediction. Uncle C is giving it to you live right now. That's right.
And this is on the record.
What do you think?
This is
This
stamped.
this is on the record, stamped. What? So at the end of the season, when I come back and say, Uncle C, hey, you 8-4. How'd you know that? Hey, I just know some things.
Okay, wait. Here's my thing.
Okay.
I can see where you were going with this. Okay, the first three games. Of course, any school, if you're not winning your first three games, you need to blame your athletic director because you're supposed to win your first three.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just your first one, your first game period.
Right.
For me, I think the most conflicting games were Arizona
Okay.
and possibly UCF
Yes.
because they could possibly win both of those games.
Right. I think that there you for the USC UCF game, they're gonna edge that game out, man. I just feel like, with all the firepower that they have, they're playing in the Big 12 now. They're gonna have one, two, three, 4 games into the season, and they're probably gonna lose the Baylor to me. So it's gonna be a revenge game, get back game, whatever you want to call it. And so that Arizona game, I don't know, man. I'm not sure, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's my thought process, man.
I think besides Kansas State, Arizona may be their first tough test. Of course, Kansas State will
Yeah,
be tough, but Arizona, they've been looking considerably good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they did lose their head coach, Jed Fish, to Washington.
Okay.
I believe they have a new hire, Brennan, who's the head coach now. And on top of that, they have the quarterback, Noah Fafita.
Okay. Okay. I don't know too much about him. I got to. What's great about him?
Noah Fafita. He's probably he's up there. He's probably in the same tier as Shador Sanders, if not a hair under.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And they have a slew
Hmm.
of they have a really good receiver room.
Okay. Okay. But he got a new culture, a new coach. First year of coaching. I don't know, man.
I mean,
I think they'll edge him out, man. I think they'll edge him out.
it'll be close. It'll be a close game for sure. It'll be a
And
close game for sure.
it's a different O line, different O line. I mean, Colorado is expected to step up, man. Hey, they did great. They did great with what they had last year. They done made a lot of improvements. Key players that came in, upgrades, quality wise. Uh, hey, they're gonna edge some games out. That's why I gave them the 8-4 record. They should have did something last year, but this year is a solid for me.
Hmm.
And Arizona, like you said, it has a new coach, new coaching staff, new players. They got to deal with the transfer portal. Is there any continuity in there, you know, from last year, or is it all brand new? That's tough to bring when you gonna play a team like Colorado. That's my take on it.
I mean, it's tough to say. New defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach. Those are
But
probably
there's
some of the
some,
most.
yeah,
I mean,
but
those are
there's
the
some
most.
continuity. You mean in Colorado, right? There's some
Oh yeah, yeah,
continuity
yeah,
in
yeah.
there. There's some continuity there, man. I mean, hey, I just think some of the games they're going to be able to edge out just by the quality of people that they have on their team, man. That they upgraded to Ohio State players, the running backs, the running game's going to be there. Hey, they had a running game last year. If they had a running game last year, two of
Hmm.
those games would never have been close.
Right.
That's
Agreed.
that's just my take on it. That's just Uncle C's take on
Agreed.
it.
I mean, I put 6-6. That's just me. Like I said before, I'm conflicted about Arizona and UCF, only because UCF they're going into their territory. Um, of course that's called the bounce house. I mean, it gets crazy in there.
Right,
It's going to be a hostile environment.
right.
So
But
who's
I
to
think,
say everything's not going to go in their way or
yeah,
everything's going to
yeah,
go in their way?
that's
Like
true.
anything can happen in football.
That's true. But hey, Colorado is flooded with Florida players, man. They gotta prove a point. That's just my thing. I go in there with a chip on my shoulder. I'm from Florida. I play for Colorado. I'm coming to UCF. I'm probably gonna play against some guys that I played against in high school, or some of the top guys that were in Florida at that time. Yeah, they probably can have a good team, but I think I would come in here playing with a chip on my shoulder if I was just playing. If I was playing with Colorado and I'm coming in my home state, UCF. Oh man, yes. So that's why I say,
I mean, I'm with you. One of the most questionable things that I see on your side is Baylor because
okay,
I mean, winning your first 3 games, it's a given. You're probably going to be on a high. You're probably going to be feel like you're
right.
rolling, and then that fourth game could be a trap game. It could be.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You get
But
all comfortable.
it's
Mhm.
noted that Baylor could be one of their easiest games. Could be.
And then Baylor's a football team, man. They're Texas, Waco, Texas. Shout out to Waco, Texas, y'all. But Baylor is a football team. they always they're always in the mix, man. They're always in the mix, and I just think, like you said, they're coming off to high. They got 3 games. Uh, you know, that's a trap game right there. You just don't know, man. You just don't know.
Because to me, on paper, I think Colorado's roster is better than Baylor's,
Okay,
but I mean, Shador Sanders, Travis Hunter, just those two alone, they would run through Baylor.
okay, all right, all right. Who's the coach over there? There's so many teams, man. I can't sometimes I can't keep up with all these coaches and a lot of
Dave,
changes.
Dave Arandas, Dave Aranda.
I just know Bill is a tough football. They're always tough in football, man. I mean, Bill
Mhm.
is one of the top teams, man. So I gotta do a little more research on them. I gotta do a little more research, and it's gonna depend on the quarterback and the continuity again with coaching, and how much changes or how many changes were implemented over the season, off season.
Oh yeah, I mean, we agreed. We agreed almost, but I would stick. I wouldn't say I would stick with 6-6, but I would give them another 2 games, if anything.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
being safe.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh man, you gotta live on the edge a little bit, man. Come on, man.
But here's the
Nah,
thing
just
though.
kidding.
We agreed
What's that?
we agreed on North Dakota State.
Right.
Although
Absolutely.
although they are a perennial powerhouse in FCS,
Hmm.
like that in itself could be a trap game if you really think about it. Because they're a well-oiled machine.
Yes. Yes, they are. I mean, like they got like 10 championships on the Division 2 level, Division 1 AA.
Hmm.
They got about 9 champion. I think seven to 9 championships in the last 11, 12 years.
Mm.
So I watched them very closely. So yeah, they're going to come to play. If Colorado's not good, they could be exposed possibly. But I think with the talent, the coaching, and it's going to come down to coaching, and it's going to come down to the trenches. And they got some big boys out there in North Dakota. They got some
Oh
big
yeah,
boys on them lines, man. They always have a great offensive line.
definitely.
Always have a great offensive line. Always have a great defensive line. So I think they might give them some trouble, but the quality is going at the end. I think the quality of the players are going to take over.
To
So
me,
yeah,
it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
yeah, yeah.
Because if they win, people are gonna be like, okay, well, you were supposed to win. They're an
But you're
FCS
right,
school.
right. That's why you schedule teams like that. They're a tough team, but you should beat them because your players are better quality in every category. You got
Hmm.
that that defense is way better. Much it should be anyway. It's way should be way better than the talent on North Dakota.
But my thing
But
is, oh,
yeah,
go ahead, you get
yeah, I was saying any given Sunday, man, if you don't come out to play, you can get your butt beat. You know what I mean?
that exactly. My thing is, if you got white corners on defense,
Right,
that's some serious coaching right there.
right.
That's some serious coaching. So I
And
mean,
yeah, man. I mean, even our speed, man. Wide receivers, speed is just crazy. I don't even know if they can even, they can't go with that, man. For Colorado, the speed. I mean, look at Jimmy Horn. Man, come on, man. Come on, man.
I
But
mean, it
it just depends.
could he really make a difference? Have you
Jimmy
heard of
Horn?
Baby T.O.?
Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. Who was Baby
You're the
T.O.?
transfer from TCU coming in, baby T.O.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think he's on everybody's head. He came in brand new. He's already talking his stuff.
Oh man.
So if anything, I think he would challenge Jimmy Horn Jr. for a couple of snaps.
Maybe so. Maybe so. But I know we're loaded at speed at wide receivers, man.
Hmm.
And it's world class speed. So and then they're gonna probably have a rotation.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna have a rotation. So good luck, North Dakota State.
So how you feel about Nebraska?
Nebraska, uh, it's gonna be a hype game in the first quarter, first
Keep in
second
mind it's
quarter.
at Nebraska.
Right, right. It's gonna be a hype game first second quarter, and I think they're gonna pull away.
Mm,
Colorado should pull away from that at that point. They're gonna compete, but man, they still not ready. I don't think they're ready. Not for Colorado because it's gonna be so hype,
right, right. I mean,
and
it's
then they're
definitely
gonna be
gonna
coming
be
off
a
the
it's it's gonna I think it's gonna be a game to keep our eye out on. Definitely, or
right.
especially because Dylan Raiola, new quarterback,
Uh-huh.
the offense is gonna be running smoother than it did last year. So I mean, you never really know. It's gonna be at home. It's gonna be red
Hmm.
everywhere. Hostile
Yeah, they're gonna
environment.
have some. Yeah, they're gonna have some. They're gonna have some a little bit of favor, I think. They're gonna have a little bit of favor, but like I said, second, third quarter,
Yeah,
they're
we'll
gonna pull
see.
away, man. They're gonna
We'll
make
see
some
who pulls away.
adjustments.
Right.
Yeah, they'll make some adjustments, and they'll take that one. So
But I don't know, man. Matt Rule, I heard
yeah,
he despises Coach Prime, so he's gonna do whatever it takes to get that W.
so- yeah, yeah. So it's like I said, it's gonna be a nice little competition game. I think the first half, and they're gonna make adjustments on the second half, and it's just gonna be whoever plays defense on that in that game. I think the better defense is gonna take the other team's heart. I think
Mhm.
if they can find some good D backs and get a couple of interceptions, some turnovers, it's gonna take them out. So that's what I'm looking at. Like I said, the first, second quarter, they're gonna play, jib jab, go back and forth. And then the third or fourth quarter, I think Colorado's gonna basically just take over. That's
If
my
any,
take.
if anything, I think Colorado State is a similar situation.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it's gonna be a revenge game against them.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a totally revenge game.
Right.
Um, and I think they're just gonna play with a chip on their shoulder the whole entire game. And then they're gonna play in Colorado at Colorado State, correct?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be a revenge game. I think that's gonna be, they're gonna take all their cookies.
I think it's gonna
They're
be
gonna
close.
take
I
the
think it's
cookies.
gonna be closer than we think because we thought that
Ah,
last year,
yeah.
and it went to overtime.
Went surprised. Yeah, they surprised them. Surprised
Hmm.
them. They definitely surprised
With,
Colorado.
with
But
crossing
I think,
routes.
with the yeah, yeah. But they'll be better equipped this year.
Hmm.
Dion, they know what to look for, and there's gonna be some words said and some back and forth. And the Travis Hunter thing when he got hurt. Oh yeah, it's gonna be totally a revenge thing at Colorado State. They'll compete. They will compete. We know that they'll compete, but
Right. Agreed. Agreed.
yeah, that's just my thought process on it. That's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah, all right.
It's crazy because I think a
So
lot of these games are gonna be closer than we think.
yeah, but at the end of the day, man, I just think Colorado has improved quality at the key positions, man.
Hmm.
All the quality, they're getting a lot of quality guys in the key positions at this point. So, they upgraded, pretty much everything from
Right.
last year, quality wise. That's just my thing. But we'll see. It's exciting, and I'm ready for it, man. And then before we go forward, you got to count injuries and things like that. They're going to happen. They're going to
Oh
happen,
yeah.
and you know, so you got to count that stuff in too. Factor all of that in as well. So
Yeah, that's where depth comes in. And I think that's one thing about it. I
exactly
think the Buffaloes, they played a really good they played their part in getting the depth that they needed opposed to last year.
right, exactly. And that's the key difference that I see, man. Um, the depth is great, and not just a player playing behind a great player. The player that's playing behind the great player, he's a great player himself. So I think they just addressed all of those concerns, and we got some smokers, man. I'm just saying,
Hmm.
second and third string is just as good as first string.
Right.
That's just my take on it. So, yep,
And that's the thing. I mean, we talked about Baylor, we talked about UCF. Of course, we agree on Kansas State. I think we
yep,
both are well aware of what they have and what they're capable of on offense and defense.
yep, yep.
Arizona, that's a toss up.
True, true.
Cincinnati, that's a toss up as well. But I do think they will pull that one out.
Since Cincinnati, I'll just make this statement. Cincinnati, they're always at a certain level. They never fall below a certain level. Even when they're not having a good year, they always have you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a standard, I think, that they stay at. You cannot sleep on those guys, man. Cincinnati, the Bearcats always they keep a standard, even if they're not having a good year. You better be ready to come in there and play those guys.
Yeah, I think they definitely have a standard. They're I would say since Sauce Gardner, they've really been trying to find their identity as far as breeding
Hmm.
or building up those
Hmm.
true athletes like him. Because after him,
Right.
they easily could have built a pipeline and got all the best corners that they could have found.
Yeah.
It just been
Yeah.
cornerback university. But I
Yeah.
think right now they're still trying to find that identity after him.
Okay. Okay. I agree. I agree with that.
Because with
I
that
agree with
being
that.
said, they only won one single conference game in 2023. So they're kind of in a bounce back year.
Right. And then you got the transfer portal, so it's a lot different now. So what I think is those guys. There are some guys that probably left the state that could have played at Ohio State, whatever, that probably transferred back home at this point. So I'm thinking there's some guys in there that they probably get out of transfer portal that they're pretty good quality guys. They're gonna, hey, they sophomores, they in that year where they, you know what, I want to go back home. I want to play. There's some great players in Ohio State, that whole region up there, man. Miami of Ohio, Youngstown, those some great programs up there, man. And
Hmm.
I just think that by what you just said, they didn't do too well last year. This year, oh yeah, they're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, I think they match up well with the Buffaloes, so it's gonna be one of those games. I think it's gonna be one of those games where the bet line is gonna be pretty even. I think.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree.
I mean, of course,
I
depending
agree.
on how the season goes before this, I think the line is gonna be pretty stable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think uh, uh, yeah. I I just, it's still too early. I need to do a little more research on them now to see who they pulled in the transfer portal.
Right, right. I mean, these are just
Yeah.
predictions, you know.
Right. These are just predictions. And based on the history of Cincinnati, I know every team the year before is not the same team, but you know, they keep a to me, they always keep a certain standard. That's just my thing with Cincinnati Bearcats. They keep a standard, even though like they ain't win much last year, but trust me, they're going to bounce back.
Hmm.
They're a team that can bounce back. They're an Ohio team.
Yeah, Scott Satterfield is the coach over there. So I think he's gonna get them back right.
Yep.
He's gonna get them back right.
Yeah. Texas
But
Tech, we both agree.
yeah, both agree on Texas Tech.
Yep.
Although they started off hot last season, I think they put up like
Hmm.
60 points or something, maybe like 50, 60 points or something like that.
Right.
I forgot who they played, but they torched them.
They
They kind
torched them.
of they,
Okay.
they kind of declined after that. But with that being said, I feel like we match up pretty good with them as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
I mean, when if you think about recruiting, Texas is Texas, yeah, but we have guys coming from Florida. We have guys coming from Texas. We have guys, well, not necessarily from Colorado, but we have guys just as much as they do,
That's true.
like that come from perennial powerhouses as well.
That's true. That's true.
So I think we match up just as good. Despite, I mean,
Yeah.
their run and shoot, they know how to spread the ball across the field. I mean, if anything, this will be a shootout.
Right. Then you got Texas guys you're gonna be playing against, guys in Texas that went to Texas Tech. So it is in Texas. So
Hmm.
it's in Texas. It's way out there, but I don't know if you know what Texas Tech is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
it's gonna be a big game, man. It's gonna be a big atmosphere. Yeah, I think you're gonna pull it out, man. With still quality, talented players that are coming in that we have, they're gonna pull it out. Compete.
I mean one
Miles
one
well, mhm,
one reason why I say it'll be a shootout is because just like the Colorado Buffaloes, they lost just as much in the transfer portal.
that's true.
They lost a lot as well.
But we upgraded. Yeah, we upgraded very well.
But
But
they have Taj Brooks. He is a running back who's probably one of the best running backs in the nation.
you can't
So,
turn the ball. You can't turn the ball over, man. You know how
oh
you
yeah.
had those times. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th game. Yeah, you know how you get into the season and then you had that one game where you just, oh man, turnovers, interceptions. I hope it's not that game. If not, Texas Tech is going to capitalize.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, they're one of those run and shoot teams. I think they're gonna run
Hmm.
it down the throat and then capitalize on those opportunities down the field.
Yeah, and they're
So,
definitely not going to be scared to play us. They're definitely not going to be
oh
scared.
no.
They're not going to be scared.
Oh
So,
no.
so get your popcorn ready.
But where we do disagree is Utah and Kansas.
Yeah, I think my take on this on these two games, we'll put them together. I think that it's gonna be hey, we trying to get to the bowl game, or I don't know if they're gonna win. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're gonna be at 6, 7, and 8. Those are 7 and 8 games. Those are, you know, well, 6 games you go to a bowl. But I think it's gonna be more of, hey, we're gonna see what we got. Let's punch them in the gut. Let's dig down and find out who's ready to play.
Hmm.
We're trying to get bigger than a bowl game. We're trying to win the championship. They're trying at that point. You know what I mean? So I think Utah. and Kansas is going to prove a lot about that team this year. You
Hmm.
know, the guts. How much heart? Where's your heart? You gonna have to dig. So those are tough games. I know they're tough games. The last three games, but
Hmm.
I really believe that they're gonna dig down deep and the talent's gonna speak for itself. I think also the quality and talent again. I'm sticking to quality and talent throughout the year. Edging some games out, getting to these last gut wrenching games, and I think they're gonna dig down. The offensive line, who are they? Who are they? Who are they? What are you made out of? Those are the games that I think that's gonna define that.
Man, these last three are probably the toughest games on the schedule,
Yep, yep.
especially Utah. If Cam Rising is healthy and he comes out there and balls out, it's going to be a really tough game.
Yeah.
A really
But you
tough
got to
game.
remember, man. You got to remember too. Now, this is Shiloh's last year. This is Shadua's last year. This is Travis Hunter. Those guys gonna ball, man. I know it's gonna be a fight, but those guys are gonna ball out, man. I just feel like those last three games, excuse me, they got it's a lot at stake, man. It's a lot at stake. They're gonna do what they can to win, man.
Yeah, I see them putting it all on the line.
Putting it all on the line. Hey, we got three games left. We're seven. We made it a bowl. Bowl. We're bowl eligible. But hey, man, we're not gonna settle for that. And this is our senior year. Oh, we can't go out like that.
Oh yeah.
These are our last times playing together. You think them guys gonna go out there and dig? Oh man, let's bring it, bring it, bring it. That's what I'm thinking, man.
I mean, they're going to need that against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's why I said, well, Oklahoma State.
They just came off of a championship, a conference championship.
Yes, that's what I know.
So they're coming back.
And
They're hungry. They didn't lose as much as other schools did in the transfer portal.
that's
Actually,
true.
a couple of our players went over to Oklahoma State. Matter of fact.
See, and see that they're gonna know how to play us. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it may not be the same schemes and everything, but tendencies.
But yeah. Last one, Big 12 championship.
Yep.
Who knows,
Who
man?
you have?
We didn't even mark this one.
What are you thinking? Who's gonna be in the Big 12 championship? What's the
Ah,
prediction? Off the record, off the record.
Colorado does have a good chance,
Hmm.
but I'm thinking Oklahoma State, uh, Kansas, possibly Kansas
Who's
State.
number three? Okay, we'll say Oklahoma. We're just predictions.
Hmm.
Oklahoma's number one, probably in there. Kansas, and then who's number three?
Ah,
Colorado
between Utah
and
and
Colorado.
ah, I would say between Utah and Kansas State, and then Colorado in fifth.
Hmm. Hmm. I think Colorado's gonna be about 4 or 5. I mean, 3-4, 3-4.
3-4. Yeah.
Yeah, around 3-4, whatever that is. That's my prediction on it. They'll be 3-4.
I mean, everything has to work in the Buffalo's favor. That's all I have to
That's true.
say. Everything
That's
has
true.
to, the ball has to bounce just right in order for us to
That's
get to
right.
that championship.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah,
6-6. You got 8-4. This is
that's
on the
right.
record. I mean, this is stamped. We're gonna go back and look at this and see how they did for the
That's right.
2024 season.
That's right.
But with
Had
that being
I,
said, I mean, championship season, championship
yeah,
mindset.
that's right. Pave it forward. Pave it forward.
I mean, I don't know if you've been watching the Well Off Wish People videos and so forth, but
Hmm.
they've been really embedding that championship mindset.
Okay.
Despite
Okay.
despite a 4-8 record last season, they have players coming in that are really focused on winning a championship.
Yeah, there's a lot of what 5th year players, 6th year players, from COVID and all that.
Hmm.
I mean, Shilo, uh, Travis, those guys out, man. So it's a lot on the line, man. It's a lot on the line for those guys that are coming. They came in to this year. It's a lot on the line, and the guys that from last year, the main players, they
Hmm.
all going pro next year. So it's now or never. We got
Oh
today.
yeah,
We coming.
but there is
We coming. What's that?
lately. I've heard a discussion, or maybe more of a question: is
What's
Travis
that?
Hunter really going into the draft
Next year?
after the season?
I would believe so. I believe so. I would. What would not make him go?
I mean, let's just say Shadur doesn't go.
Now that's different. That's different.
Hmm.
Because why would Travis stay another year after Shador when he doesn't have that quarterback that he's used to?
Hmm.
And hey, what would he gain to stay there another year with a quarterback and mess around and get broke up?
Exactly. Yep. This is true.
Yeah, that's just that's my thought process. I don't even want to go through that. Let me just go to the next level.
Right. Exactly.
So
I mean,
that's just my
with that being said, I do think he will enter, but it is a topic of discussion. Um, I've heard a few reporters talking about this, and it could be a possibility. I don't really think so, but you never know how the season can turn out or how things may play out.
yeah.
But speaking
I just yeah. Go ahead.
speaking of things that play out, I know this is probably something that you've been keeping an eye on.
Yeah, a little bit.
Shiloh Sanders
Yeah.
filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, yeah. For those that are not aware of what's going on, this is just a brief overview of it. He was, if you don't know it or not, Shiloh Sanders filed for bankruptcy back in 2016. He was hit with a lawsuit while working as a minor as a security guard at Focus Academics High School in Dallas, Texas. And the trial was in 2022, and it awarded um, John Degree, I believe that's his name, Degree, $11 million in the lawsuit from an assault from Shiloh Sanders, where they stated that as a security guard, he elbowed the guy in the neck and then elbowed him in his chest. And now, you know, he's filing bankruptcy because if you know it or not, he's got a lot of NIL deals and things like that, and has been flaunting and flashing chains and making money. So um, Shiloh never even showed up for the court date excuse me, 2022. But right now, that's the deal. Right now, he's filed a lawsuit. I mean, he filed bankruptcy, and he had debts of $11 million, and it became, because of assault charge. The guy was awarded $11 million. So what's your take on that? What are you thinking, man?
My take when I originally saw this, I really thought that $11 million, really? Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
So when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, maybe they're going after Deion Sanders himself opposed to Shilo, thinking that he's gonna pay it opposed to because this I feel like NIL wasn't really a big discussion back in 2016.
Right, right. It
So
wasn't. It
how would they
wasn't even
know, like how would they
right.
know to sue Shiloh for $11 million? How would they know he will be making all this
Well,
NIL money?
yeah. Well, they didn't.
Hmm.
I put it like this, man. There's some laws. I was looking at some more things too. There's some laws in Texas called parental responsibility laws, where
Mm,
your child gets in trouble, and if it's a detriment enough, then they can come after the parents. So I'm thinking Dion was lawyered up, man. They were like, you can't at that time, you ain't got enough money. Your pockets ain't deep enough. So now they still didn't get their money. Mr. John Degree did not get his money. So now with NIL coming into play, just a few years ago, like a year or two ago, now that lawsuit is still out there. You know what I'm saying? You still need to pay that $11 million that was awarded in court where you didn't show up. So now with your name, everything plastered all over, and you making a lot of money, sure, you think somebody gonna sit around and wait? Oh, you getting money now? Okay, things have changed. You're an adult now. You still owe me that money. So now, um, they're probably coming after that NIL money. That's what I'm thinking. So if you notice, man, they had a cookout this weekend, for Memorial Day. And if you guys can go back and look at some of the videos from Well Off, Shiloh was tucking his chains in. You can still see it around his neck, but Shiloh was like, hey, yeah, I'm a fan now.
mhm.
I'm a Sanders fan now. But yeah, that was kind of crazy, man. That's
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
I mean, at this point, he has to keep a low profile.
Right,
If
exactly.
you're being sued for $11 million, you gotta keep a low profile. You gotta do something with your books. Of course, they stated. I mean, he was only making, I think, like 150,000 or like maybe like 200,000. That's what they said in the books. But of course, we know it's
Yeah, he
probably
was
way more than
making.
that.
Yeah, they said when they filed it, they said he only had like 500K in assets, and it
Mm,
said the bankruptcy filing. He said his gross income was $193,713 in 2003 at the time of the filing in October when he filed his bankruptcy. When he played at Jackson State in 2022, it said he had a gross income of 216,950.
mm.
Yep. So his lawyers are basically saying, Shiloh he's an unfortunate debtor looking to get his fresh start in life, free from the oppressive burden of his debts, including default judgment to the plaintiff. That's what Shiloh's attorney wrote in the court filing in February when he filed the bankruptcy. He's just trying to basically get up. He's got money, but he's got to file bankruptcy so that that guy can't come after his money. So it's maneuvering and
Mhm.
you know next year it's probably gonna take a little while to get through it, and next year he comes out, he goes to the NFL, he gets some more money. You think they ain't coming after him?
Oh yeah.
But if he files bankruptcy, then all it clears. So
Wow, this
Yep.
is it's a
This
sticky
is kind of deep,
situation.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, I
sticky,
mean,
very sticky, man. But they got people advising them, man, and how to maneuver, and you know, so plus they got trust set up. You can't touch the trust. So
if I know anything about Deion Sanders, I would know he's not paying that money.
right, Dion wasn't gonna pay it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And yeah, and, in Texas, like I said, Texas, I love Texas. That's my place, I tell you. But Texas is like their own country. And some of the laws, man, those parental laws and things like that, it can get they can be enforced. It just Texas is it can happen. It just depends on your jurisdiction. You know.
Here's
Yeah.
my thing. I think the fact that he was a minor, I don't think those those mistakes should follow him into his professional career. Yeah, it was some crazy stuff that he did, but keeping that in
Yeah.
mind, it was years ago. Of course, it was wrong, but I'm sure he did learn his lesson, and I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
sure that the other guy has every right to come after him for some bread.
Right.
But $11 million, that's kind of come on now,
Yeah.
come on now.
I would. Yeah. I would. Basically, he's gonna get a settlement. They're gonna settle in court. It's gonna take about a year. We're looking at next year. This time he'll have it behind him. Think about him going into the NFL. Who would take a chance on him? And he got all that court
That is
hoorah going
true.
on.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Who would draft him? And he's got too much going on. He's gonna be missing practice. He's gonna be probably maybe missing games, catching different flights. Now the Sanders showboat ain't, they do what they want to do, man. I mean, some people may not like it. It's like, oh man, I don't want that. I don't want that circus. You know what I mean? That's what some people say. I don't want that circus.
Hmm.
So he's getting his affairs in order now, which next year he'll have pretty much everything behind him. If he can settle, yeah, he'll settle for both a million.
Yeah, that's what I would say, Emily.
Yeah, he'll settle for a million five, something like that. But that's just to get him off my back. Here, I give you $1 million to get you off my back. I'll file a bankruptcy. You may not get nothing, but take a million, sign these papers, and we're good. Fresh start next year, coming out of college.
I wish both parties the best. I mean, it's a
Yeah, I
crazy
do. I
situation
do.
for
I do.
both.
Yep,
Like how can you really explain or justify like somebody having nerve damage after an incident?
that's true. That's true. It's two different sides to this. It's two different lenses. Yeah,
But at the
but
same time,
yeah,
Shiloh was a kid.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's a touchy situation. I don't know.
yeah. Because if it was your dad or your uncle or your brother, what would you do?
Hmm.
Who cares if it was Shiloh Sanders? Hey, you know. I mean, I'm just saying, you put your hands on me, and I understand he was a young kid, but hey, sometimes your mistakes follow you. One bad choice.
I will say one thing. He got them hands though. That's what I will say.
Yeah, yeah,
He
definitely,
got them
definitely,
paws on him.
definitely. But
He
put the
was
paws on him, huh?
he was boxing with Ryan Garcia. Yeah.
Yeah, yep, yep. So,
But
yes,
with that
indeed.
being said, one controversial topic down the drain. Of course, we all know everybody's been all over the Colorado Buffaloes, and they just can't seem to do anything without the media hopping on them.
Yep, yep. So,
With that
all the
being said,
time. Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we also heard about the Colorado Buffaloes playing dice in the facility. What's going on, man? What's going on, Uncle C?
I
What's going on here?
I I heard there was a lot of guys involved with that, man.
What's
I
going
you
on,
know,
man? Roll the
roll the
dice, pay
dice,
the
pay
price.
the price. I like that. That's catchy. That's catchy, man. Did you come up with that, man?
Hey,
Did you
man,
come up with that?
it just came in the brain.
Wow.
That's all that happened.
Insane in the membrane.
Roll the dice,
Yeah,
pay the price.
pay the price. Yeah, that's unacceptable, man. That's too much going on, man. Too much is going on. You get time to roll dice. You should be lifting, watching film. That's too much going on.
Hmm.
That's bad habits, bad locker room vibes. Dion had to do something about that. I don't know all the story about that, but yeah, Dion had to dip in on that.
Okay, so here's the rundown.
Yeah, what's the rundown? What's the rundown?
A recently surfaced video reportedly shows several Colorado football players, both former and current, engaging in gambling activities at the Champion Center. The video, shared on X, of course known as Twitter, reportedly came from a CU player source. So somebody leaked this. A CU player had to leak
Ooh,
this.
or former CU player.
I would guess so. That's what I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the footage, multiple players can be seen shooting dice on the floor and pool tables within the team facility. One of the individuals in the video appears to be Cormani McLean. Oh man, here it goes.
Yes,
Here we
Mr.
go.
McLean. Here we go.
But it also states he was accompanied by another man, while at least 8 others are observed holding substantial amounts of money.
Are those players named? Are they identifiable?
The thing is, you really can't see much in the video because it's only but a short video.
Okay,
Um, you can only see but so much. You can only make out but so much.
okay, okay. Was it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was probably, I mean, I'm sure the other players told on the other players. Dion had him, hey, you can't tell me who it is? Then, hey, you got to go too. Oh, you got the video. I see. Okay.
So as you can see, you can barely make out. To be honest, I know I'm not even gonna say no names. I'm not even gonna say no
Yeah,
names.
yeah, yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But with that being said, it's almost as if I truly believe when you invite rappers and artists and you know how that goes. You know how
Yeah,
that
yeah,
lifestyle
yeah.
goes.
Right,
I'm not
right,
saying it's wrong.
right. If
I'm not
you
saying it's wrong.
if you invite things like that in, then the culture is gonna tend to sway that way. You got to realize these guys, man, they got plenty of money. They get NIL,
Hmm.
and they're young kids, man. If you think about it, man, they're 20, 21 years old.
Yep.
Do I really care whether I'm shooting dice? I don't. I know it. I don't know how much it's going to affect me, but if I get caught, but I'll rebound. I mean, he's just young and dumb. You know what I mean? That's what I see it. But
I
yeah,
mean
yeah,
that's the thing though. You would never, or I would think. I mean, you wouldn't see the baby at Iowa State. You wouldn't see Cameron at Iowa at the Iowa football facility. You wouldn't see all these
yeah.
rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right,
I'm not
right,
saying it invites that energy, but what can you really say when those people who you're bringing in live that type of lifestyle?
right, right, right. It's the culture, man. It's just like I say, it's not right or wrong, but you're trying to win a championship. You're trying to win the Big 12. Rolling dice is not part of that. It
Hmm.
should not be part of that locker room.
I don't know. How can I want to know Coach Prime's take on this?
Go home.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty
That's
much.
his take. Go home. Go home.
But that means she got to throw
You're not
everybody
gonna
out
do
though.
that. It depends on who it was. I mean, I said depend on who it was, but um, it's just mm, he got rid of people behind it, I think. And if you were standing around, if you took part in it, I'm sure some of those guys he told them to get in the transfer portal. You know, I think he clean. Yeah, man, honestly, man, he clean house. That's what it is. When it came down to it, if you was in that room taking part, yeah, you got to get in the transfer portal.
How
Those are
strongly
probably
do
rules that
how,
he
how
did.
strongly do you feel about that?
Well, I
Because to
think it
me,
wasn't just.
that looks like Travis Hunter to me.
Oh, which one? Oh, right here.
Yeah, let's see if I can slow it
I
down.
I think some like okay, McLean. I think he wasn't going to class. I don't think it was just one thing. I think that was just some for some of the guys. You got three strikes. I think he might have like a three strike theory. You ain't going to class. You ain't looking at film, and you here gambling. And I see you on video gambling. You got to go. Travis Hunter, on the other hand, I'm not. I don't want to play favoritism, but
Tell
if
tell me
he's
that's
been
not
going to
Travis.
class,
Tell me that's not Travis.
you're right. It is. Maybe it was strike one for Travis.
Th-
Maybe it was strike one for Travis. Maybe it was strike three for McLean. You know what I'm saying? Because he does rank his kids. He said, "Hey, look,
mhm.
you know." So that's the only thing. That's just my theory. That's the only theory I can come up with. Because I can't see him saying one and done. You do that. But there's certain things that build up to that point. You're right. Yeah, that looks like Travis Hunter, the back of his head.
I'm just saying, if you got to be fair, you got to be fair to
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yeah. The only, yeah, yeah. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
There it goes.
So I always say that. Uncle C always say that, right? What's good for the
There
goose
it
is
goes.
good
Those
for the gander.
sayings.
I'm old school, man. Yeah, you can't. Maybe maybe that did happen, man. And some of the players like, well, if Travis was there, he's not. You know, why is he not getting the same rule?
Mm,
And then someone say, you know what? I'm out of here, man, because you guys showing favoritism.
that could
Maybe
be a
that's
possibility.
it too.
That could be true.
So I can't see Dion just getting rid of some players coming in like that for one strike. I think there's a three. He's probably got like a three strike major strike system going on because he loves ranking like his kids. He'll rank you.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. My full take.
I mean, there's
So
really not much you can say. I mean, it's all about the culture. Like I said before,
yeah.
you bring that type of energy in. That's what's going to be displayed.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not. I mean, of course, that's it's probably questionable in a school, university facility, an atmosphere like that. But if you come from that environment, it's like eating a snack. It's like
Exactly.
that's what you're
Exactly.
used to.
Right. It's
So
easy
who
to
knows, man?
fall back. It's easy to fall back into that. It's easy to fall back into that.
Hmm.
Plenty of money, and you got guys hanging around doing this fun times, and somebody pulls out the camera every time.
Crazy.
Had that
Who
video not? Yeah, had
Who
that
leaked it?
video not been played,
Hmm.
yeah,
We wouldn't even be talking
I
about it.
mean, number one, yeah, we wouldn't even be talking about it. And Dion being the guy that he is, he's been in every locker room situation you can imagine.
Mm,
He knows the locker room culture. So I don't know, man. You tell me.
shoot. My take is this wouldn't be happening in Iowa. Iowa football, this is not happening in their football locker room.
No, no, no,
Not at
no.
all.
I don't think it's happening in Florida State. I don't think it's happening in Colorado State. I don't think it's happening in Nebraska.
You got a point. You got
Yeah,
a point.
yeah, yeah. Of course, I'm not in those locker rooms, but that's just my take and what my feel. Based on everything. So,
But shoot, with that being said, this is on the record with 5 Season Sports and Uncle C. We went over the Colorado 2024 football schedule and gave our takes. We also went over Shilo Sanders and his situation involving his bankruptcy and being sued for $11 million. And then we also discussed the infamous situation with the dice in the locker room, which is questionable. We may never know who leaked it. We may never find out,
hmm
but it's something to keep an eye on.
that's right.
With that being said, with all these controversial situations, we have to end the night on a high note. And that is with Goldberg. All the
That's
WWE fans.
WWE. Yes, sir. Did you know there was a connection between Goldberg and Dion?
Is there?
Yeah. Eh, For those that don't know,
Hmm.
uh,
How deep is
Goldberg
that connection?
played in Atlanta. How deep? Um, Keith Sweat, right? Well, we have to go back to Atlanta. We have to go all the way back to Atlanta when Dion played in Atlanta for the Atlanta Falcons. Goldberg was his teammate, and he was actually at the cookout this weekend. They had a cookout in Colorado. Memorial Day cookout. Oh man, they had ribs, DJ, everything out there. Goldberg came out there because his son signed up to play for Dion for the Buffs this
Hmm.
year. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
Yep.
And but they used to go back, said Dion basically promoted his career or got his career started because they would actually wrestle in the locker room, in the Atlanta Falcons locker room. And Dion used to hype it up. Goldberg, Goldberg. So it just took off. They said they knew what he could do, and they used to bet. In the locker room they used to bet back then. We just finished talking about that, but they were betting on Goldberg wrestling. Who's got to wrestle Goldberg?
Mm.
So, so yeah. But he says Dion was his promoter, his first ever promoter, quote unquote. And this guy went trailblazed WWE.
It's crazy how connections and relationships can come full circle. Because who would have
Yes.
thought back then when they were on the Atlanta Falcons that his son will be
Will be
playing,
playing for
actually,
him.
both their sons will be playing on the same
Right.
team that he's
Exactly.
coaching.
Exactly.
That's like, who would have thought?
Hey, you never know, man. Life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Like, you can't make up that story.
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, I
And
know his son, I believe he
mm,
plays linebacker
yeah,
coming in as a
yep,
freshman.
yep.
It's going to be
And he
interesting to
said,
see how he fits into the
he,
mold.
right, 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 right. And Dion, he Goldberg was like Dion was the best human being he ever met in his life. He
Mm.
he swears up and down that Dion is a good man. He said that's why my son is here. playing for Dion, the best coach in the world,
It's
best
all
guy to
about
be around.
it's all about connections.
That's right. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's how it goes.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said, Uncle C, you got anything else for us, man?
Hey, I just want to thank all our subscribers, and for our new podcast subscribers. Uh, comment, like, share, and we appreciate your loyalty to our channel here, Vibes and Sports. Just want to say thank you.
Absolutely. You heard it from Uncle C himself. If you're tuned in, make sure you comment, share, share your thoughts. Let us know what you're thinking. Maybe one day, we can put the link out there. You can hop on the show and tell us, exactly how you feel about these topics. But with that being
Yes,
said, that's all we have for you guys tonight. And this Vibe Season Sports and Uncle C checking out.
let's go. Later.